Here comes two!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the CDR show, and happy Halloween special. It's water. Doing my first video in a while, bit of a return. I was getting a little worried about the YouTube AI stuff, but I really wanted to make this video and talk about this movie today. With this CDR at the movie style, it's just kind of more unfiltered thoughts instead of story breakdowns, and just I took down some notes, so I'm going to be looking down in my notes and just kind of like saying how it was. It's not going to be super edited unless I have like a funny joke I want to put in that I think's funny, at least. It's just kind of, it's more raw than some other videos that I've done. And I really want to talk about this movie, mainly because I've been watching Chris Duckton since freshman year of high school, which is coming up on maybe 9 years. It might be closer to like sophomore year, but you know, at least 8 years, if not longer, honestly. I remember watching him in the Flick Pick. I actually just got done watching John Flickinger's review, which doesn't affect my view of the movie really. He liked it more than I did, honestly, and it just kind of gave me some backtrack to kind of before the movie, during the process of the movie, just more about Stuckman himself, really. A little bit more about the movie. Apparently had like a little over $1 million budget before Neon kind of picked it up. Which I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of Neon, honestly. The movies they pick up in general. I had hopes for this because of my pre-existing thoughts on Chris Stuckman. And then also producer Mike Flanagan, who I like the stuff he directs. I was a huge fan of Hush. I loved Haunting of Hill House, was okay on Bly Manor. I still have to watch House of Usher, and Life of Chuck movie I still really want to see. So I didn't even watch a trailer for this. I saw the poster in my local AMC probably about 3 months back, if that, honestly. And that was the first I'd even heard of the movie, and I was like, okay, add to my watch list immediately. I'll be there when it comes out. Kind of week 2, I believe. I wanted to go last week, but my days off, I really just didn't feel like going to the house, so I kind of just put my movie trip to this week, and I saw 2 other movies as well. I might do another video on one of the other movies I saw, that being Good Fortune. I really want to talk about that as well, so that might be a CDR at the movies video coming up soon, because I do want to talk about that. But first, let's talk about the intro of the movie. A little bit of spoilers from here on out. I'm really not going to go into story beats, but I'm just going to be talking about the story at kind of general. If you've watched other reviews, you'll probably have the same information. This is honestly probably less information. This video isn't really meant to be long. It's just some thoughts I had about the movie. So it starts off in this kind of news thing, kind of like a TMZ, those documentaries they're pushing for Diddy or whatever. It looks like it's edited like one of those. And I wouldn't be surprised if this was kind of where they started way back for Stuckman to kind of get used to directing, for them to get used to how they want to cut this and how he wants to be written and all of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that was just kind of eased in. And you can definitely tell he's inspired by a lot of the 2000s, late 2000s style of the internet and kind of how news was presented, I'd say. TMZ just so happens to still make their news like that, allegedly. Yeah, I thought this was a found footage movie. It's the found footage movie that's not really a found footage movie. This movie kind of picks up where the movie I wanted to see ends, honestly. Because where it starts is this woman and her friends go missing. They're the paranormal pals or something like that. And they're doing these YouTube videos in 2008, going to some haunted locations. That's where I thought the movie was going to take me. I thought I was going to be in the eyes of the cameraman. Oh shit, what's that? Oh my god, is that the ghost of Shelby Oaks? We're fucking Blair Witch. Oh no. It's not. It picks up immediately after that. And then, well, maybe not immediately, but a while after that. We're presented with the news and the background story, and we're presented with the main character, her sister, who I thought was her mother. which is not the case apparently. I just assumed that if you cared this much, you were going to be the person who went missing's mother. But the moral of that story was this is not a found footage movie. If you really want to go into that, please don't go into thinking that. I do want to say that there's probably like 6 scenes of the movie, and I'm going to list them. So I'm not going to list any specifics, but it's just kind of settings, really. It feels like this whole movie can just be summed up in 6 scenes, and that might be because I hit my Metal Gear Solid Delta pin, is what if we'll call it. Because I don't know if you can say that on here. I wasn't driving, by the way. I took an Uber there, so nothing under the influence. I was just there to enjoy the movie. It really just got me thinking that this movie could be broken down into 6 scenes, which is first the intro, and then the sister watching the tape she gets, and then the sister investigating, then the sister getting to prison, the sister getting to the house, and then the ending of the movie. It really feels like it's just a very simple plot, and maybe that's fine. It doesn't go all over the place, but I feel like it made the movie feel like it was really narrow, if that makes sense. That might just sound like nonsense, but it makes sense to me. It just feels like it can be condensed into something very small instead of something you can unpack, I guess, if that makes sense. I do want to talk about kind of like the ending a little bit, so this is kind of a spoiler. So please bear with me. This is just some bullshit. I'm just a guy who's talking. I'm not a professional film critic. But the ending kind of felt like it was the old lady was kind of a cult, into a cult, or the leader of a cult, if I'm recalling correctly. If I'm not, I'm sorry. But I'm just getting really tired of the cult stuff. I'm honestly already over it. If I wanted to watch a cult movie, and if you want to see a better cult movie, watch Bring Her Back from earlier this year. And as I said in my Letterboxd review, if you want to watch a better found footage movie, go watch Frogman from 2023, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's free on Vudu with ads. It's a fun time, honestly, if you're looking for something for this Halloween season. It's a genuinely fun and well-made indie movie that I highly recommend. Yeah, I'm just really over cult stuff, though, already. I feel like it's becoming popular, and we're just now getting that era where we're getting full movies about it. Not just now, but like it's kind of on a resurgence in horror right now with your A24s and your neons. I'm sorry, I don't like A24 neon movies most of the time. It's not their fault. They just put budgets towards movies, or however they fucking do it. I don't know how movies work. But I generally just don't like the movies they pick up to put a budget into. But the cult stuff, I really just don't like the cult stuff, because it really feels like it just explains all the other stuff really conveniently. It's like, if you have a question like, wait, how did this happen earlier in the movie? Let's say a cult did it.
They were rescued by, let's say, Mo.
That's pretty much the explanation that's given to you by the end of the movie, which I'm not a fan of cult stuff. It was fine in Bring Her Back. I thought that was a good movie, and I wasn't necessarily tired of it, but I feel like this is like the 3rd movie I've seen this year that's doing something cultish in horror, and I'm already over it. But the old lady, I believe her name was Meryl, I wrote down. Really good. She was kind of the standout to me in her role. Also, the dogs were really good in this movie. Much better. Well, maybe not better actors than Good Boy, but this is a much better. Well, actually, I don't think I gave this a better rating than Good Boy. I was not a fan of Good Boy, but the dog acting is pretty fucking good in this movie. And the ending, I'm not going to say what the ending was, but that ending looked pretty shitty. Like, I can be pretty forgiving if something looks bad because of a budget, but it was also just a stupid fucking ending, and it genuinely just made me mad. I walked out of the movie shaking my head. I'm not going to say what the ending was, because I think people should go see this. Even if I don't like this movie, I still think people should go and form their own opinions. I'm just a person who is an idiot who had some stuff to say that maybe isn't very even coherent. These notes weren't written during the movie. I wrote them after the movie, and my brain goes all over the place with my ADHD, so who knows if the things that I say actually make sense. I didn't enjoy the movie. If you want to see, well, I gave it on the CDR scale. You could always find it on the on my letterbox that may be on the screen after the review. But you could have already seen what I gave this movie. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 1.5. Holy shit, I don't remember. Yeah, I gave it a 1.5. 3 out of 10. Yeah, I pulled that up because I couldn't remember what I gave it honestly. But 3 out of 10 is, I don't know. It was at a 4 out of 10, and then the ending, if you watch the movie, or if you've already seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The ending was just so fucking stupid, man. It genuinely made me upset. Like, I was so excited for this fucking movie. And then, in typical excitement fashion, I was let down. I feel like every movie I get excited for lately, I'm let down. Except for maybe Good Fortune, but I don't know. I guess you'll have to watch that video. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about this. I may have to do a little bit of editing because I maybe sound stupid because I ramble and I don't even know what I say most of the time. But yeah, the CDR at the movies really is just meant to be some more raw and unfiltered thoughts. Maybe you can put on while you're playing, I don't know, Power Wash Simulator 2. That just came out. Maybe a video on that sometime soon. Who knows? Yeah, that's going to be it for me though. Happy Halloween, guys. Glad to be back. Hopefully get a little bit more natural. I'm trying to get back into this, so hopefully the next one of these will have a little bit even less editing. So yeah, that's it for me. Happy Halloween, guys. Stay safe out there.